Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are going to be covering our last system, and it is the nervous system. Let's see what it's all about. So you should have set up your notebook like this, and this should be the last page in your notebook. So the structure of the nervous system, or the structures that it includes, are the brain, spinal cord, and body nerves. So here we have an illustration of what the brain looks like. The spinal cord. So the spinal cord is what you see in the middle, and what is around it are the bones of your back that protect it. And then the nerves. So what you see in blue here are the nerves that run throughout your body. Let me see if I can get this to work. Here we go. So you can see that there's signals going down from the brain, and there's signals going back up to the brain. So in your body, it doesn't work. Some are only going up and some are only going down. They're going up and down. They're going to the brain from the extremities, your arms, your legs, the outside of your body, your senses, and they're going out from the brain, telling the body what to do. And not only the outside of your body, but internally as well. If there's something that has to happen inside your body, the brain sends messages for that action as well. And let me get back to our slides. One day now. One day. Little switch slides. Alrighty, here we go. The next thing we want to talk about are what is the function of the nervous system. So the two functions I want to talk about are the fact that it controls senses, your senses, like touch, hearing, smelling, seeing, and most of your body functions. Pretty much everything your body does, whether it's giving you a signal that it's time for you to go to the bathroom or making your heart beat. So one of the things I wrote there, tells your lungs, heart, and digestive system to work without you thinking about it. So some are autonomic, meaning they happen without you thinking about it. Your brain is taking care of it. And then other things you make happen. You decided there was an itch on your head and you raised your hand to scratch it, or you decided to wiggle your foot or tap your foot. You are controlling that. So you can tell your brain that you want to do something, or there are other functions, as I said, that the brain, without even consulting you, takes care of things that have to be taken care of to keep you alive. The other thing is that it carries messages between your body and your brain. So if you hurt yourself in some way, your body is going to send a message to the brain telling it to react in some way. And I'll play that video of how pain works during class. So the nervous system really interacts with every single system in your body because it controls everything that happens with all parts of your body. With the muscular system, it tells it when to extend or contract the muscle so you'll be able to move in a certain way. With your circulatory system, it tells the heart to beat, again, without you ever knowing or having to tell it. And really it works with every system, directing them what to do, how to do their job, just depending on what's happening. Your brain is the ultimate tool in keeping you in homeostasis, meaning your brain is the ultimate tool in keeping you in balance. If it's too cold, your brain senses that you're losing heat, and it's going to send messages to the skin, to the muscles, saying, hey, close up the pores. If it's too hot, it's going to send the message to those same structures saying, close up the pores. If you step on a rock, it's going to tell your muscles, hey, pick up your foot really fast because that hurts. So it's working. You eat some sugar. It's working with the system to say, hey, you need to release insulin because sugar just came into our digestive system. Your head is a little clogged. Then, try to open up those sinuses, or there's something in your nose, make the human sneeze to get rid of it. Your brain is constantly scanning, getting messages from your body, letting it know if everything is okay or not. And if it's not, then it's going to act on it. And I'll play those videos for you, but let me go back to this other thing I forgot to talk about it. But basically, this is showing us here that we have the signal, the path of the signal comes. You step on something or hurt yourself, it sends the signal up to the brain. The brain decides this is what has to happen, and then it sends the signal back. And think how quickly that is when you touch something hot that you automatically pull back your hand. I mean, it's instant that your body reacts to that. And that's because your nervous system is constantly reacting, and it reacts lightning fast. Now, there's some people, as they get older, their nervous system doesn't work as well. And, they tend to have more injuries because they are not reacting as quickly as they need to be. So this is the two videos that I'm going to show you. And this is the end of our nervous system presentation and our 10 body systems, which will be tested on your CDB this week. Okay. If you're in pre-AP, I want to talk a little bit about the test you're going to have. It is an FRQ, a free response question. And basically, these are open-ended short answers. And here's an example from one that we had last year. Now, last year, the kids did do this on paper, but you will be typing this into the computer instead. But let's look at this example. So last year, the directions were you had to write on the lined paper and using complete sentences. So I want to tell you that that's an important point. If you don't write in a complete sentence, you will lose points. But this is an example. And here it says, a soccer player uses many different body systems during a game of soccer. And then here's the questions at the bottom that they had to answer. The first one says, identify 3 body systems necessary for a person to play the game of soccer. So you would have answered that, again, in a complete sentence, such as the 3 body systems that are necessary, and bam, 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 you would have named the 3 systems. There probably each one of those systems were worth a point. The second question, describe the functions of the body systems identified in A. So in A were the 3 body systems. So you might have said the muscular system. So in question number 2, you would have said the muscular system's function are, and you would have described them. The skeletal system's functions are, and you would have described the skeletal system. And then maybe the nervous system, and you would have described to me what the nervous system does. Correct answer of each of those would have probably got you 1 point. And then the last one, choose 2 body systems identified and explain how they work together. So in question number 3, I might have said the skeletal system and the muscular system work together in order to make the person be able to move. And that would have been another point. And if you look on the top right, it says point value. that would have been 7 points. And that's how I would have gotten all 7 of these points. Okay, so again, you don't want to write a whole lot of stuff. It's a short answer, but you make sure that you put in the important information and that you write it in a complete sentence, or you don't get, even if you got the answer right, but if you would have just said muscular, nervous, skeletal for number 1, it would have been, I would have counted it wrong. It must be in a complete sentence. Okay, so this is an example of the FRQ that you might get for our test this year for this CDB. But again, instead of handwriting anything, you are going to be typing it into the computer. Just make sure that you are using, those words that describe what they're asking you about, and you are using complete sentences. Alrighty, that's all I have on FRQs.